नमस्कार कार्यक्रम जनसंवादमा यहाँलाई हार्दिक स्वागत छ। म प्रस्तुता कृति बट्राई आज पनि यहाँहरुमाझ उपस्थित भइसकेको छु। हामी विभिन्न समसामयिक विषय लिएर यो कार्यक्रममा प्रस्तुत हुने गर्दछौं। यो क्रममा पछिल्लो समय भने हामी अलिकति नेपाली चलचित्रसँग माया गर्ने, नेपाली चलचित्रसँग नजिक हुन चाहिरहेका केही व्यक्तिहरुसँगको कुराकानी लिएर यहाँहरुमाझ प्रस्तुत भइरहेका छौं। नेपाली चलचित्र जगत पनि यति बेला विश्व बजार खोजिरहेको छ र विश्व बजार खोज्ने क्रममा विभिन्न अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय महोत्सवहरूमा सामेल हुने क्रम त छँदै नै छ। नेपालमा पनि अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय स्तरका चलचित्र महोत्सवहरू हुन थालेका छन् र त्यसले विदेशी चलचित्र र नेपाली चलचित्रहरू दुवैलाई मौका दिएको छ। दर्शकहरूले खोजेर चुनेर हेर्ने मौका पनि दिइरहेको छ र यसले नेपाल र अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय बजारका फिल्महरू के कस्ता छन् भन्ने विषयमा केही जानकारी लिनको लागि पनि मद्दत गरिरहेको देखिन्छ। यसै सन्दर्भमा नेपाल इन्टरनेशनल फिल्म फेस्टिभल यति बेला भइरहेको छ, जसमा सहभागी हुनका लागि विश्वका लगभग 40 देशबाट फिल्मकर्मीहरू जम्मा भएका छन् नेपालमा। हामी भिजिट नेपाल 2020 पनि मनाइरहेका छौं र यसमा यस्ता किसिमका पर्वहरूले सहयोग गर्ने विश्वास लिएको छ। यसै तमाम सन्दर्भमा हामी आज कुराकानी गर्न लागिरहेका छौं, जसको लागि हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ दुईजना विदेशी पाहुनाहरू। त्यसैले आज हामी भाषा पनि अंग्रेजी नै प्रयोग गर्न लागिरहेका छौं। सो आई वुड लाइक टु वेलकम पावेल फेडरव, मिस्टर पावेल फेडरव, cinematographer from United States. Welcome. And similarly, we have Babar Ali from Pakistan. He's a director, Pari of Pokhara. And this movie, especially when it comes to Pokhara, we just feel like we have our own intimate relation with Pokhara, and you might be knowing already.
Yeah, I have the same relation with Pokhara.
Okay, so we'd like to start our talk with that. So how come you had that thought of making movie? Coming to Nepal and shooting, we were talking before and you were just saying that it's all about human trafficking. The movie is basically, it's a short movie, Pari of Pokhara. It's very nice name also, you have kept it very nicely. So how come this movie was possible?
So actually I'm a part of an organization called the International Youth Media Summit.
Okay.
And every year we go to a different country and we have our summit over there. There are filmmakers from all around the world that come together and make films.
Mm-hmm.
So we make films that are 1 minute, 90 seconds, like very short films on different issues. This year we decided we're going to make a longer film. We made a 23-minute film and we chose the issue of human trafficking because it's a very important issue.
Mm-hmm.
And the story itself, it's not only about human trafficking, it's about a character who wants freedom. It's about all the girls in Nepal and in Pakistan, India, and rest of the world, everywhere, the girls who want to have freedom, but eventually, because they're looking for freedom, but they get caged. They're trying to get out of a situation, but they get into worse situations.
Exactly, but like human trafficking is one of the top-ranked crime internationally nowadays.
Yes.
So you might have lots of locations for that or lots of themes coming into your mind. But why did you choose Pokhara, Nepal, and especially Pokhara?
Actually, I had visited Nepal in 2016. So, and I shot a film here. It was a 90-second film, The True Impact. And it was very well received in different festivals. It won an award in the UN's Film Festival, Plural Plus as well. And I fell in love with Nepal. I really liked these locations. So when we're considering making a full-length film, like a longer film, medium-length film, I thought like it's going to be very interesting if we do it in Nepal. And I really like the culture, the people, they're very supportive. So we thought that let's just do it here. And it was the best choice that we made, I think.
Okay, thank you, and we hope for the continuation of this effort, really, and we'll be talking about that more on the show. Yeah. I would like to come to you now. So, this was your first time in Nepal, not Nepal, in South Asian countries.
Yes.
It's your first time that you're visiting.
First time ever.
So, what was your experience? Let's start from there.
Well, so far my experience was mostly about the festival because I try to attend most of the films and to interact with my fellow filmmakers, which is very interesting, of course. I had the chance to visit few places which are undescribable. I must say, I'm very, very amazed by the rhythm of life, the culture that I try to learn more about, and I just cannot stop taking pictures and filming whatever I see.
Okay, so you just said like you were kind of mesmerized by the lifestyle of Kathmandu, am I right?
I'm not understanding it yet.
Okay.
I'm in the process of discovering and learning, but yeah, it's mesmerizing, you're right.
Okay, so like when it comes to movie,
Yeah.
You have a different culture over there, and when you look through your lens, what did you find difference in the cultures in Nepal? Because you have been, it's a very few days that still it's a long process to understand the whole thing, but you have watched a movie also. So there might be not only Nepalese movies, some South Asian movies also representing, even his movie represents some kind of that images from the South Asian perspective as well.
And I must say that I'm a huge fan of Babar's film. It hit me in the spot.
Okay, so you're also a cinematographer.
Yes.
So through that lens, if you have to describe like what perspectives does Nepal have, especially into the filming condition or Nepal's filming perspective, how would you describe that?
It's very unique, very colorful. It's what I see at this moment is mostly in the in some sort of a fade, which gives a very interesting colors to the scenery. It's not over bright, and you can clearly see the texture, the details, the faces. So I think that Nepal, from what I see right now, is very, very cinematic. And of course, it's a certain place for maybe certain films to be filmed here, from my perspective. But on the other hand, I understand that it's the city, it's the country, and different stories happen here. And I can't wait to see a lot of different films of different genres filmed specifically in this region.
So, have you ever watched movies from this region?
Well, I saw some Bollywood films, I think, but not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, like when we talk about movies, it is said that movies doesn't need any languages. Cinema doesn't need any languages. So because of that also maybe international market is growing, and international film festivals are like getting its heights. So being a part of, you might have been attending lots of international film festivals, and this time it's in Nepal. So what differences you just saw in any other international film festival or in Nepal?
Actually, talking about the languages of cinema, we had this discussion with Babar just now, is that it's, in general, international film festivals is an amazing experience for people from all over the world to come, to talk to each other, to interact, to share their stories. And when you do your own film, which is about your culture, like what you know and how you saw the world, how you were growing up, and then you see someone's film from another part of the world who shared his vision, you come to conclusion that people are not that much different from each other, and stories resonate. And I think that inspires me, and I want to continue the journey. And in comparison with other film festivals, I think that most film festivals are kind of the same because of what I just said. It's just the interaction. For me, it's an interaction with fellow filmmakers from all over the world. Regarding the organization, there are always a few differences, but they are not important.
Okay, as far as you enjoy and you just get knowledge from every part of the world.
For me, as a
right?
filmmaker, that's the most important thing, to interact.
Okay, so to interact as a filmmaker, that's the most important thing. He just said. On that note, I would like to ask to you, like you are a director, and director is captain of a ship. They are said, and they need to like struggle for everything many times. They need to make a team. They need to collaborate. Everything is there if you are leading the team. So, as a director, what do you see, like, how do you define cinema?
That's a tough question. Cinema for me is a way to express myself. Like, there are things I want to say, but I don't think I have the right words to tell them. So I use cinema. So it's a language for me to speak what I really want to say. And through stories, you can really connect with people, and you can tell them the stories that you want to tell. Like, if I would simply go to someone and talk about a certain issue, he wouldn't be as much interested. But if I show him a film and he can see a character and he follows the character and he understands the character, and then through that character, if he understands something, that's going to be very impactful. So I think cinema is a way to express myself.
But how tough it is, because it's not just a director who makes a film. You need to team up, right?
Yes.
Maybe, like as you said, you love to express your feelings through cinema, or convey your message through cinema. But at the same time, there is a storyteller. Someone writes the story, or someone writes the screenplay, or something like that are always there.
Yes.
So maybe it might not match the exact way you think. You know, maybe the storyteller may think.
Actually, I write my screenplays myself.
Okay.
So Pari of Pokhara is written and directed by me.
Okay.
And I was also one of the co-producers. And the team is very important, because, you know, like cinema, it's all about teamwork. It's not about, you know, like you can't do it yourself. You can't do it alone. And you have to have a really good team. So choosing the team is really important as well. And then you have to work with actors. So selecting the actors, casting is very important. You have to have certain actors that you want, and you have to get those expressions out of them. They have to live the characters that you imagine, that you wrote.
Okay.
So you have to have a really good team, and I'm really happy I had great actors, I had great producers, and a great cinematographer. My team, it was amazing. It was a very small team. So two of my friends, they came from Pakistan. One of the lead actors, he was also from Pakistan. So I knew them, so I already had that bond. But other people, they were from Sweden, the United States. A lot of people were from Nepal as well, who were very supportive. So it was a collaborative effort.
What was the best part? Because, you know, shooting in some different countries, shooting in your country and shooting somewhere in the different part of the world might be a challenge itself. You know?
Yeah.
So what was in your case? What was your experience? Can you just share it with us?
Well, I just loved the locations. I loved the location. It was
Was there
really
any
fun.
technical hassles or something else that you had to go through?
Not so much, but yeah, there's some technical issues every time when you're going and you're making a film, but that's not important. It's important how you know, learn from those mistakes that you've made, or if something happened, it has happened. You can't stop the shoot. You have to move on. You have to think wisely. Like one of our cables, HDMI cable, stopped working. And unfortunately, we didn't have a cable. But then there was the Nepali people who were very supportive. They went and then brought in the cable. So it was accessible. It's not like you can't really find that equipment.
So, okay, now let me come to Pavel. Like, you're a cinematographer. Like, a director has one kind of view. It is always said that director of picture, who is a cinematographer, and the director, they both need to sync in with each other. If that doesn't happen, then many, like what exactly director is looking for, he might not get that shots, or maybe cinematographer might get annoyed, or something else that could that could make difference in the making of cinema. So do you have that feelings, or like do you have ever gone through that? How do you describe such things?
First of all, I agree that it's very important, and I am lucky that I was able to find the director that we really synchronized with. Her name is Asya Nikolaeva. She did this documentary that I came here with. Unfortunately, she was not able to join me, but we kind of clicked, and the way we collaborate is with a complete trust. She trusts my vision. She doesn't question it, and I'm feeling myself totally free, as well as she's free doing her thing about directing.
Okay, so you didn't face till your career. Have you ever faced such a situation where you're
Of
like
course.
you're not happy with what director is?
Yes, yeah. It's a very tricky thing because there is this thing called ego, and it sometimes go in front of you or in front of other people in the creative world, and it's a huge problem. But as you said, it's all about teamwork, and as you said, it's very important to find the right click, right connection. Of course, I had situations with directors that we just didn't click, but until you try, you won't know, right? So it's important to stay people and to stay positive, but then just never work again and find your other team.
Okay, so in that case, you need to find other teams.
I'm blessed that most of the things that I worked on was positive and very, very good.
Okay, so what made you decide that cinema is my career?
I think I didn't even decide.
Okay.
I asked my question. I asked myself a question. What do I want to do? Like, what do I love? And the first thing that came into my head, which is very obvious for me, is film. And I just don't see any other thing for myself. Like, I do photography. I try to paint, but on the top of the mountain is film, and I always wanted to be, and continue wanting to be connected to it in any possible case.
Okay, like how difficult is to be in film industry, especially when we think about like United States. You are there and you are doing movies over there, where we believe that it's very difficult to be there, reach on there, and then do all those stuffs. And you're internationally, you're traveling and doing your works.
Yeah.
So in that case, like how tough is it to build a career in United States in a film especially?
I think it's the matter of perception. If we talk money-wise, it's tough. If we talk about adventures that this profession drops on you, it's the best. Like the experience that you have.
But it's same thing over here also, because if we talk about, most of the artists do say that if we talk about money, it's like, why I'm here.
Yeah.
And if it's about adventure and fan following and everything else, then you feel like you're in a heaven. So that's kind of every artist, even in this country, in like Nepal, many artists in Nepal, they do say so. So it's nothing different from that then, even there?
The way of thinking is the same. Like we all know that the path of an artist is a hard path, and if there is no other way for you, you will go through difficulties, and then maybe with luck, but also with hard work and with continuing in believing in what you do is right for yourself, hopefully you will reach the success, or we can talk about what is success.
Okay,
right?
So I just have a similar question to you, because Pakistan, Nepal, kind of it is somewhat connected with each other. Many things, we are neighbor as well, we are close country in the same region, and many things like we do have similarities and differences as well. And maybe we are a bit close to the culture of Pakistan, and maybe Pakistan knows Nepal somehow. So what in your perception is like, how is the movie industry going over there? Maybe it's, you can say some documentaries or even full length.
So first I would like to disagree with this statement.
Okay.
That, you know, like it's not like all artists, they don't make any money, it's all about fame, it's all about recognition. We can make money as well. It's not like we're dying and we're poor. It's about every individual. Like even if you're a doctor, not all doctors reach that height. You know, not all of them make that much money, not all engineers. There's so many engineers who are jobless. Even pilots, there's so many pilots who got their license, but they don't have the job. So it's similar in this industry as well. Like if I consider myself at this age, if I was in any other profession, I wouldn't have the same money or experiences that I have now. You know, like because it takes time, you have to go to get a degree, and it takes forever to be able to make money, you know. So
but even cinematography needs a degree, no? Because
no, it doesn't. Like, because I'm a dropout, I don't have a degree. I'm not sure.
No, but you
about
need
it.
to have a degree on your mastermind, creation.
See,
It seeks for the creation.
it's not about degree. It's about the knowledge that you have.
Okay.
Okay, in any field in the world. So I have learned the work, but I didn't choose the formal way.
Mhm.
I went to the art school. It's a very famous art school in Pakistan. I went there, but I thought like it's not for me. Maybe I'll spend my time learning the same craft, but from a different person in a different way, my own way. I want to learn what I really want to learn, and I'll choose my own way. So talking about the industry in Pakistan, it's growing.
Mhm.
We just had a revival of cinema like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We weren't producing a lot of films in the 90s. Before that, our cinema was really good, but for
Yeah.
some reasons, we stopped making films from 1990s until like 2005. But recently, there has been a revival, so there are a lot of films coming up.
Mhm.
I recently wrote a screenplay for a Pakistani vigilant film as well,
Mhm.
which was screened in Pakistan and in Dubai. And now I'm also working on a few feature-length projects.
Okay.
Hopefully that happens.
So you were just saying that, like, when you shot in Nepal, your movie, there were some difficulties that you were supported by your team. That's why it became all easy. But do you find any hassles? I mean, like, is there any procedural problem or anything that you need to suggest, you want to suggest to Nepal government? Because, Nepal government is keenly seeking good support from international market as well for the filming, because as you said, and even you are saying you are just in Kathmandu, you are still to see lot from Nepal, but still you are falling in love with Kathmandu, that speciality we Nepalese people have, and Nepal has that diversity. So in that case, like, maybe there would be a good international market for film shooting, that
Yes.
Nepal has lots of such natural locations that could be used in the near future. So for that, what do you suggest to Nepal government?
I think the problem that we faced was we didn't get the equipment of our choice. There were some issues with the equipment as well. So if we had some more connections, I'm not sure if it was wrong on our side or whose side, but if we could get connected to the people who rent out such equipment, if there's a list of all that, then it would be really helpful. And similarly, if there are like some advisors in each city who you could go and talk to them and tell them about your film, and they could just guide you, tell you different locations. Because like in Pokhara, for example, there's a very, it wasn't so important, but it turned out to be a very important scene, the montage. So we were just looking for the locations, and we randomly found some really beautiful locations that no one told us about, and we just accidentally found them out, and we're like, let's just shoot here, and we shot there. So maybe if there's someone who can guide about all these locations, we could just go and tell our stories, and they're like, okay, if you are looking for such a location, it's at this place or that place. So I think that would be helpful.
Okay, besides that, you see prospectus in shooting Nepal, and Nepal could be a good place for a film shoot.
Yes, of course, because like recently I was talking to one of the very big cinematographers in Pakistan, and we were discussing about a film, and I showed him the trailer of my film, Pari of Pokhara. He loved it. He loved the locations, the places, and he was like, let's just go shoot a film in Nepal. And so we are considering that. Maybe we'll make a film here soon.
So cinema is not just about stories, it's about technology as well, as using it with technology.
Yeah.
And in recent days, we have more advanced technology than it used to be before.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Like, that could be a hindrance, that could that could differentiate between the countries, those who have that technologies and have-nots. There will be the difference, no? Because like Nepal and other countries similar to Nepal might not have that access to the technology, or might not have that kind of manpower who could operate all those technologies.
Yeah.
Could that make a difference? How much difference do you think such hindrances could make to a movie making?
I think right now, probably everywhere in the world, everyone have the technology
Exactly.
to tell a story, to make a film. It's just there. And of course, there are different styles of cinema, different styles of films, but story comes first, right? And if some filmmaker telling to himself that I cannot make a film because I don't have the right camera or the right lens, he's just don't want to do it, or he doesn't trust in his story, or he doesn't have a story.
Okay.
Because if you have it, you just use your phone and you share it, and it works. Because for the viewer, if the story is good, he will continue watching no matter how exactly it is shot.
Okay,
But
so
the best cameras, the best image, the best sound, everything, it's not helping the bad story.
okay.
You might remember some images, but so what?
So what? There's no story. Okay, rightly said. So you have watched lots of movies, I guess, in these 3-4 days.
Yeah.
So do you remember any movie, and especially if you reflect that regarding the South Asian countries? Do you remember any movies that would be like you can reflect to it back to your country and say, oh, that there I saw this kind of movie, and maybe
Yeah.
we can reflect it in our way.
So first of all, I'm writing myself a list of what I enjoyed. I don't remember all the titles at the moment because there's a lot of films and a few more to see. But Babars, as I mentioned, I had goosebumps when I saw it, and I'm amazed. I'm amazed by importance of the film, of the story, and how global actually it is. I've met friends here, and I really enjoyed watching their films too. And about bringing it back with me, of course, I got super inspired. I want to do more. I want to write more. I want to create more, and I'm very thankful and blessed for the chance of being here.
Okay, so that means like if you get any chance or any offer from Nepal, that could you stay a bit longer and just see or hunt any locations or hunt any stories for maybe you could think of it in the coming future.
Of course.
What would you say?
Of course, of course. Just hit me up.
Okay, so I mean, do you have any concepts being over here? Because creation can come anywhere, and if you're in a place where you're loving it, definitely there is a chance for a good creations as well.
Yeah.
So did anything came up to your mind within these days?
Not specifically. I was not in that mode of thinking about creating something in the future. I'm still in the process of absorbing what is around me, and it's my own process, you know. But I'm very into documentary genre, as well as others, and I think there is a huge potential. And also, what is important, and I would like to share it, is that I'm a foreigner, and maybe me as a foreigner, I see things from a different angle, not like local people can see. And sometimes it's a good perspective on what is happening around. So if anyone wants to do something here with the help of me, I'm in.
Okay. So last question to you now. So you're enjoying here, you have already shot some movies over here, and you are loving the locations. You are even encouraging your friends back home that maybe this could be a possible locations. So, but during these days, you know, making cinema has become a different genre itself. It's tough, it's enjoying, everything is there into cinema because technology also has supported a lot to give a vision to it. So as a filmmaker, where do you describe yourself? Like what kind of maker you have been so far, and does that satisfy yourself or not?
Oh, well, I think I'm on the right path. So I started making films because I wanted to tell stories that I wanted the audience to talk about, you know, like related to certain issues. And I've been doing that. So I'm quite satisfied, and the films that I'm making now are reaching a global audience, and I would like to thank Nepal International Film Festival where my film was being screened, and a lot of people come and watched it. So seeing your work being screened all over the world, people watching it, appreciating it. Appreciation is something different, but still, like if people talk about the film, the message that you wanted to give is reaching the audience. That's more important.
So do you think film can make a change to a society?
Yes, I certainly do. Because like film has been used by a lot of people for propaganda, for negative goals and objectives. Why can't we use films for creating awareness for something positive? But you have to be smart. That's what I would like to say.
No, my question is like, do people come for awareness or for entertainment?
Yes, that's why I said you have to be smart. You are making a film, you're telling a story, you're not educating them.
Exactly.
You don't have to educate them. You just have to tell a story in a simple way, in an entertaining way, and then, just give the audience some food for thought.
Thank you so much, both of you, for sparing us time for this show especially. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
कार्यक्रम जनसंवादमा आज हामीले केही विदेशी पाहुनासँग कुराकानी गर्ने कोसिस गर्यौं जो फिल्म क्षेत्रसँग सम्बन्धित हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँहरू नेपाली फिल्मलाई पनि अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय स्तरमा कसरी लिएर जान सकिन्छ भन्ने कुराहरूको छलफल प्रक्रियामा पनि हुनुहुन्छ र सँगसँगै नेपाली फिल्मलाई विश्व बजारीकरणमा कसरी लिएर जान सकिन्छ, कसरी यसको अवस्था मजबुत बनाउन सकिन्छ, कोअर्डिनेसनमा कसरी काम गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने विषयमा पनि यस्ता किसिमका महोत्सवहरूले धेरै सहयोग गर्न सक्छ र सँगसँगै एउटा अवसर नेपाललाई जुन परिकल्पना गरिएको छ अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय चलचित्रहरू छायाङ्कनको लागि एउटा राम्रो सम्भावित क्षेत्रको रूपमा नेपाललाई लिने अथवा स्टुडियोको रूपमा नेपाललाई परिकल्पना गरिएको छ, त्यसको लागि पनि यस्ता किसिमका महोत्सवले सहयोग गर्न सक्ला। आशा गरौँ भविष्यमा अझ यस्ता धेरै कुराहरू होस् जसले नेपाली फिल्मको अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय बजारीकरणलाई सहयोग गरोस्। आजको लागि प्रस्तुति कार्यक्रम जनसंवाद यति नै। नमस्कार।